Hello. The topic this week in digital forensics is about comparing FTK imager with autopsy. Just in case you're not aware, in forensics, what is called best practice is when I'm seizing evidence, when I'm capturing a cell phone image or a computer image, I use what's called best practice, which is to always make a copy and then I will make an image of the actual evidence. So you never work on the original evidence, in this case, the original drive. So how do I capture the image? And which software do I use? There are many commercial tools out there, but I find that sometimes it's good to just talk about the open source tools. So today I want to talk about FTK Imager and Autopsy. So FTK is by Access Data. Briefly, I'll share my screen with you and show you what you can get from there. I realized that FTK has a lot of functionality, and same thing with Autopsy. So you go to Access Data site here, you will see the site, and then you can scroll down, and then you will see download. Of course, you want to download the latest version as of March is 4.2.1. Same thing with Autopsy. You go to Autopsy, you have to fill out some information. Both of them, you have to give your email address. They have to send you the link. So you cannot give them a fake email address. So in my case, I'm on a 64-bit system. So I normally would download a 64-bit operating system for like Windows 10. So once you download it and you execute it, in this case, I'm going to show you first of all the FTK imager. When you open FTK imager, it looks like this. You see on your screen on here. So with FTK imager, I go to the file and I see my option. Add evidence is when I already have evidence, I already imaged the file. If I go to this, it will ask me a physical drive, logical drive, image file, or contents of a folder. I'm not doing that now. But if I want to create a disk image, which is really your first step, of course, there's something called FTK Lite, which is really like on an external drive. So if I was to go do an investigation, and I have an issue, I want to move out of there quickly, I just put it in the USB drive and then my system. So, but also, let me show you something here. If you see where my mouse is, that is for imaging random access memory. There is another open source tool called Volatility that enables me to analyze random access memory. Random access memory, of course, is considered, get out of that screen. Volatile memory, when you turn off your computer, it tends to go off, but that's beyond the scope of this lesson right now. So you can see a lot of options. You always want to use this one here so you can look at the file in normal human eyes. So again, if I want to create a disk image, I come here and I do create disk image and I have a choice. Physical drive really means I'm actually taking a copy of the entire physical drive, bit by bit from, if I have a 1 terabyte drive, I'm going to actually image a 1 terabyte drive. Logical is basically for what's visible for the operating system. And then image file to image a file, and then contents of a folder. These two are usually faster. Usually when you pick, let's say I'm going to do a physical drive, you're going to now ask me what physical drive as an example. Or you want to make sure that you have this one checked that says verify images after they are created. Because FTK, at least the free version, will give you a hash. For those of you who don't know a hash, that's just a cryptography that gives me what's called a message digest to verify that the file has not been changed. It's part of the CIA triad, in this case, integrity. So it will give me a SHA-1 and MD5 hash of the disk. But this is just how you go about it. You can check it later on. So I've discovered that for me, I tend to use Autopsy for cell phone images, and I use FTK for like computer file images or disk. Autopsy seems a little slower, and then FTK. Oh, sorry, I meant to show you one other option there. When you go to create a disk on an FTK image, it asks you about options. You will see the different options in here. Let's say I have to see these options here. RAW for the DD or Smart for Linux option. or AFF, but most of the time we use EO1, which is by Guidance Software, which just recently changed their name. They create a commercial tool called NCase. Right. I'm trying to get Autopsy to run in the background here so I can show you what I'm doing. Also, but the point is that I find I use different tools for different purposes. In forensics, you have to understand what you're trying to investigate, and of course, what type of evidence you're trying to acquire. So I'm more comfortable using FTK for computer disk images, and then Autopsy for cell phone images. Now, Autopsy does allow you to also look at computer disk image, but I've just found it to be slower. If you like this video, if you enjoy what I said, just like it. And please send me a comment also if you disagree with it.